Hey, everybody. How is it going? And 141 Homestead. I am Tracy. Thank you for coming. If this is your first time here, welcome. If it's your millionth time here, welcome back. Hey, old man King Peter, how's it going, man? Yeah, I just came from the premiere of our very first podcast. There is me, Mahilin, Patrick Coste, me and you Acres, Angie, Remy from Rem's Family Farm, and Annie from from Back to Basics Homestead. Hey, Angie. We have started a podcast. This was the premiere of the very first one. We're doing it in a format. Hey, Remy. We're doing it in a format of like an hour on YouTube and then an after party or an after show over on Patreon. And we're working bugs out of it still. I went to add. Oh man, Remy said as we were watching the premiere, he says, "Yeah," he says, "Wow, is there any way we won't have to pay to watch the after show?" And oh, that's not a problem, Angie. And I'm like, well, yeah, they've got a thing for teams, but they take 12% of everything you earn. And so I went over there to switch it because they're taking 8% now of everything we earn on Patreon, which is goose eggs right now. I went over there to check it out, and you got to have like 100,000 members or subscribers, whatever you want to call it, in order to open it up with teams where you can have other people come in. So, for everyone on the panel, did you do the free one? That's awesome. That's awesome. I know. I think it's Buttercup and Fern did one of the free ones. It's gonna be some work, but I think we can, because that's a place. Oh, Angie, you didn't have to join me. Thank you. That's great. But yeah, it's not that expensive. It's $5 Canadian a month, and I think that makes it like $3.30 American. Because we had it set at $5, and then I think it was Patrick. He's like, "Did you mean? Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet." And Patrick's like, "Did you mean to charge like $7.50 for Canadian?" I'm like, "No, I thought it would just be $5 all the way through," but it automatically changed it to Canadian $7.50. So we took that down. So now it's $5 Canadian, and $3.30 for American. How long? It can't be more than 29 years ago. Yeah, 29 years ago, I was just a young buck. But I'm just so excited. We had an awesome time. When we filmed it, we were recording it and then posting it. And when we were recording it, I just had a blast. The look on Angie's face, because there's a point in time when we're talking about a map that shows where we all live, and Angie was kind of drifting off because she had worked all day. She was kind of off in thought a little bit, and then when I said that, she perked right up like, "What?" You're telling everybody where we live. Oh, of course, taxes. Of course. Oh, goodness. I am so tired of taxes. I mean, I can't complain. I get a pretty good deal. I'm a veteran, and they cut me some slack on some of it. But holy cow, man. But yeah, it's gonna be worth it. We're gonna keep shooting. We're gonna be coming out. I think right now the plan is like two podcasts published a month, because everybody's got their YouTube channels they're trying to concentrate on, work. Annie's going to school. Mike graduated school, I think, but he's got work, and him and Angie, they both got work and building a house. Remy's got work, building a house, YouTube, work, homesteading, YouTube. Mahi-Lynn's got work, homesteading, YouTube, and so I think we're going to do 2 podcasts a month, but it's also a place where we will be posting all of the stuff that you can't show on YouTube. Butchering, anything. If you're going to show meat, you need to if you're going to show meat, then you need to they'll demonetize you. But on Patreon you can do that. We can say certain words that I can't say here. We can talk about subjects that we can't talk here. Speaking of subjects, Remy is going to be hosting. We're gonna kind of bounce back and forth who hosts. It'll all be on the channel, on the No Borders Homesteaders YouTube channel and Patreon channel. And even though I'll always do the recording and the downloading, because I'll do the editing, the hosting of it, like Remy's going to do next week, and he gets to pick his topics. We came up with, oh my word, we came up with a list of topics, 28 topics we have down on the books. And then if something comes up that somebody wants to talk about, the hardest part is saying, oops, I'm on YouTube. I can't talk about that here on YouTube. And then you get on Patreon and you're like, oh my gosh, I can say the pew pew word, or I can, do whatever. It's really, really different in my experience, what we've just done. Right now, I tried to upload to Vimeo. They want to charge us to upload to Vimeo. That's not gonna fly. We have no income. Well, now we have apparently 525 minus 8% coming in to the Patreon. Yeah, so right now we're just uploading our after show to YouTube, but we're keeping it unlisted, so you can only watch it if you have, and then linking it to the Patreon. Complicated stuff. We're learning. Please bear with us. And yeah, can you tell I'm excited about this? I got to sit down for 2 hours and just have fun and talk with some of the best people in the world about homesteading and all that. If you didn't watch the premiere, you can go to No Borders Homesteaders. Our motto, our tagline, I guess you'd call it, is no borders, no limits, no BS. We gonna tell you how it is. But I'm excited about it. It's a new venture and a way to expand and to further share this great relationship. We have a core group of us, about 7, 8, maybe 10 of us, 12 of us, something like that. Um, that's like a core group that we talk to each other almost every day and all this stuff. And we want to let everyone in on this cool experience, this cool relationship that we have. And we do a lot of teaching. Yes, Buttercup and Firm subscribed. She did they did the free subscription. Um, we're gonna have to at some point go ahead and film or record a free welcome type video, and then what I'll do after we get a few podcasts under our belt, I will go ahead and um put the little clips, like, highlights down for people to see and everything. But yeah, that is awesome. It's just so amazing. I'm also thinking of looking to Spotify for the audio of, I mean, it is a podcast. And though some of the things we do have visuals for, but it is a podcast. We might look into doing Spotify and stuff. Yeah. Oh, to the channel. So we're 20. What is that? 26. We have now, I think. Let's see. I still got it up. Let's refresh it if I can. Pause it so we don't get playback. Yeah, we went 2 minutes over. Yeah, 26 subscribers. 26 subscribers. That's awesome. Praise God. Uh and as it gets out there, um, I mean, we do have a wonderful network of homesteaders and small. I don't like the word hobby farm because there's not hobby farming. It's a small scale farming. Um, and I mean, we can have guests on and stuff like that. And um, the cool thing is uh all we have to do is, I figure if we get two or three of us together, we can do it. Like Tuesday, um Annie might be late or early, I don't know. And Annie might have a schedule confliction. So we're working on that. But as we pound all this stuff out, just know that we're doing this because we have, number one, such fun. This is entertaining as all get out, man. I mean, what Angie just naturally comes up with that hook um for yes, and I have some information on mullen that might not be legal in your state, but you got to go to the Patreon to find out what it is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. And that's the cool thing is because I don't have a full-time job. I'm a uh uh I got a pension, whatever you want to call it. So I can do the editing. I have the time to do the editing and the stuff like that. So basically if we can get everybody together and find that one central time where we can all get together. Um, oh yeah, it can be tiring. But it is exuberating too. Um, but yeah, you notice a crazy chicken on my thumbnail for this live stream. My chickens were going nuts a little while ago. I went out there with the 12 gauge and there was nothing. No, all I can think of is maybe a rooster fight. But I have not seen any more weasel tracks. It's been so warm here. What was the temperature? The high temperature today was 40 degrees. Yeah, the high temperature today was 40 degrees, and cool. Tired, and her heart was full. And Remy trying the Patreon thing. Yeah. It can't hurt. But yeah, the chickens were going crazy. There was nothing out there. But I had my front sliding door open enough for the cats to go in and out, because the more they go out, the less I have to change the litter box. And I see cat tracks everywhere, but I haven't seen since the other day. Earlier this week, I found looks like weasel tracks. Could be a mink, could be a fisher, could be a what is it, short tail weasel. But I haven't seen those in the last couple days. Wow, 59 Fahrenheit. Wow. See, I don't like this. I want it to freeze and stay frozen. Once the ground is frozen, let me turn that down. Once the ground is frozen, then it can go down. Then it can come back up to 30 degrees. 30 degrees keeps the ground frozen, but keeps the ground hard enough. Hey, JMB, how's it going? Welcome. It keeps the ground frozen at 30 degrees, and I can drive my tractor on it. If it stays over 32, 33 degrees and raining the way it has been, I'm going to run into problems just trying to move the tractor from point A to point B, and that's no fun. I have been watching a lot of YouTube. I got into this thing. There's a guy, Donut Operator, on there, and he does like the cop interactions and stuff. He takes other people's interactions with cops that were online and goes over them. And it is just so funny how people treat and react to police officers and stuff. We're in the pluses the next few days and more the week after. Yeah. I do believe our I think our orbit around the sun is very, very close to the sun this year. That's all I can think. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I did that. Yes, I will. I will get rid of that. I apologize. I did it for the for the premiere, but I forgot to do it for the live stream. Come on, computer. Come on. You can do it. Yeah. I'm live reactions. Click, click. All right, that should do that. It should be gone now. But yeah, it is just so warm out, and it's hard because I want the snow. Some of my better videos are the tractor videos where I'm plowing heavy snow. I live on the Tug Hill Plateau, like 15 minutes from what used to be the snowmobile capital, the snowmobile capital of the world of the Northeast, and I can't get any snow, or it's so wet that I want to leave the snow there because it's all going to melt and pack down and ice over, and it's just a pain in the butt. Uh, I've been working on this podcast project. It is awesome. Um, but there is a lot of work to it. However, for the YouTube side of things, because we got the YouTube side and the Patreon side, and on the YouTube side for the regular podcast, it's easy because everybody pretty much behaves themselves. I didn't have to bleep out anything, or it's adding a map here and a picture of Mullen here. And the Patreon, I didn't have to do anything to that at all. But no, as we get going, I'm sure it's going to get wilder because I know these people. I know these people. They get wild. They get on that fiery fire water. That's what it is. And they get wild. Yeah, I don't think we came close to crossing any YouTube lines, which is good. That's a good thing. And now we did on the Patreon, we did have to say words that YouTube does not like. Terminology for pew pews, and stuff like that, just because we could. Freedom! Oh, freedom. But yeah, winter is the time to do projects like this, because we can like pre-record for like in the spring. It's going to be really hard. It's really hard to keep up with just the YouTube channel. Dinner time, freedom. Have a great night, Angie. I know nothing. What do I know nothing about? Tell Mike and the puppies we said hi. Um, and yeah, it was just so nice to be able to do that. But in the winter, it's so slow, and then when you get into the spring, it's like you're just going and going and going, trying to get everything in the ground and planted, but yet not too soon. Because if you plant them too soon, then well, that's almost worse than not planting them at all. And but we can pre-record those. I think I might try that with my YouTube channel, pre-record some. But I like to stay, when I'm in planting season, I like to do. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. I don't know nothing. Uh-huh. Mylin is quiet, but she's a spitfire, let me tell you. But yeah, the when I'm planting, I like to do videos on planting. When I'm cutting firewood, I like to do videos. I like to video what I'm doing. And one of the problems that we've discussed times and time again as far as being YouTube creators and stuff is the homestead niche is so broad and general. You have gardening, you have the chickens, you have the cows and animals and stuff. Okay, all that can be one. Yeah, yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. um, and then you have uh, the firewood collection and the hunting and the fishing and the foraging and everything that goes into handing the into making up the homesteading lifestyle. Well, then you have people that will uh they'll subscribe to your channel because they like your tractor videos, or they'll subscribe to your channel because they like your hunting videos or your gardening videos. They don't The people who like your gardening videos might not care about your hunting videos. People who like your hunting videos might not care about your tractor videos. And it makes it really hard because you're getting, I right now I've got uh almost 1,400 subscribers, and I'm getting 8 or 9,000 views a month. I'm not complaining by any means, but and that's with putting out 2 videos a week, and a lot of it's my older videos. Yeah, Lynn is not feeling good. Her and her family, they got the flu bug. Can I say flu bug on YouTube? I won't say flu bug on YouTube. But just in case I accidentally say flu bug on YouTube, I am not a doctor and I will give no medical advice. But Lynn has a flu-like illness. I don't know what it is. She just don't feel good, but I'm hoping she feels better. Lynn, we're hoping you feel better, chick. Her channel has taken off. I mean, just skyrocketed. And that's a wonderful thing. I love to see my friends succeed. Patrick Cost is got he does a lot of shorts content, and he's passed me. It's amazing. And but I love it. I mean, it's a lot of work to film everything, but I mean, when I get together with my friends, like recording the podcast, it is just so fun and relaxing. It reminds me of back in the days when my uncles would come over to our house, or we would all go over to my uncle's house, and the adults were sitting around the table talking and laughing and drinking coffee, and that was just amazing. And that's the feel I get when I'm sitting around talking to my friends. But it can be tough. And then you got the crazy chickens, the crazy animals, cats running back and forth through the house like crazy. You go outside, but you can't stay outside very long because it's raining. And well, Fat Man doesn't like rain. I go upstairs for 5 minutes, come back, and Mahilin talks about not planting kale in the snow. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. But so it's tough, especially when you get to I mean, right now there's not a lot to do. So right now it's time to put my nose to the grindstone on the merch, the various t-shirt designs I can come up with, and because I mean, I didn't put it down here in my description, but if you go to the channel, you can go to my shop, I've got a lot of merch stuff, a lot of different designs. This is one of them here, but this is one of the first ones actually. And but I'm putting it into the podcast right now, and because I think it can help all of our channels. I mean, we've got 26 subscribers right now on the YouTube channel for the podcast, and we've got one video that just premiered right before I came live. I'm thinking he's liking it from what I've heard. I'm thinking Remy's like his job. But yeah, we just keep plugging on and trying to encourage people. Sharing this lifestyle is so much fun, because you get to take your mind back to put it in. You get to take your mind back to the place it was when people were just starting. To homestead. Like, what was some of the very first stuff I started looking up was bushcraft stuff. And you know, hey, there's going to be a time when you're going to need to have this skill, and this skill, and medical stuff and all that. Any news on the May conference? There are two people that are kind of talking about doing it. I'm thinking somebody's trying to get them together. If there's not a conference, we're hoping to have some kind of meetup, I believe. Dogman Channel found that every time he posted a short, he got new subs. He kept that up as well as longer vids too. Now he has 12,000 subs. So I need to start doing more short material. Well, the thing is you just got to keep at it. It's kind of like, remember back when you were at like 150 subscribers, you weren't growing very fast, but you just kept at it and just kept at it. And now you're, you know, you've gained, you reached your goal of getting monetized, and now you can start working towards your silver play button. But you just keep going. Yeah, it can work. And it's not going to work the same for everybody. That's something they don't tell you. The gurus that give you all their advice, and by the way, they're giving you the advice, but they're making bank on their channels because of it. But one thing they don't tell you is there is no cookie cutter success story. Well, there is. I was watching the Unsubscribed podcast on YouTube, and they were talking about it. Everybody there has over 1 million subscribers. Everybody is, and they said, look, and Eli Double Tap said, he said, listen, he says, these guys, he says, yeah, we go out to lunch, he says, to take a break, he says, but we're working 16 to 18-hour days. This is our business. We're tossing back and forth titles and subjects and stuff like that, and we're sending thumbnails to each other and saying, hey, how does this look to you? And, well, I think you ought to go with a less aggressive color, or I think you ought to, you know, make this the center point in your thumbnail. And they say title and thumbnail is the main thing on YouTube, because if you don't get somebody to click, you're not going to get a view, and that makes sense. But these are people with over 1 million subscribers, and my thing now is the subscribers are great, and I want to keep growing, and it's a gauge to what your channel is doing, but now that I'm monetized, to me, it's about views and retention time. The more business wise, I mean, I enjoy doing it, but yeah, I wish I was. Me too. I wish you were good looking too. I think you need the Borat bikini. I think you do. I think that would draw people to your channel. Hey, the other day, oh my gosh, I'm sitting there and I'm editing, and I'm getting close to the end of Hot. No, they don't. Well, yeah. Well, that women, period, because men are pigs. I know, because I are one. But I'm sitting there and I'm editing, and all of a sudden I stopped. I was talking to the camera. What the nuts was that? Don't start that again. I was talking to the camera, and then I stopped and I said, I gotta pee. So I walked back a little ways from where I was filming and peed. And I'm like, I can't believe I just filmed myself peeing. Yeah, that sound again. I found out what that was. It's my USB hub got unplugged from the wall. I'll have to check it again. My stinking cats. But so I'm like, you know what? And I looked it out. I'm like, you can't see any yellow. You can't see any pee. And you know what? I'm going to open up with this. We're always talking about, if you can't pee off your back porch, you ain't homesteading or whatever. Yeah, YouTube does unsubscribe people, period. They go through their purges and stuff. Yeah. But we're always talking about, yeah, I can pee anywhere on my homestead, and if you can see me, you're trespassing, all that posturing and stuff. So I did. And I opened up with it on YouTube, because the song that I sang, let me yeah, it's still monetized, so apparently they couldn't recognize the song I was singing. But there was a guy, when I was a kid, I was 16 years old, about to turn 17, and I lived in Florida with my real father, and there was a guy named Gervis, and I remember Gervis because he played guitar. He was like a one-man band entertainer type thing at River Ranch Resort, and he was a great guy, had a real deep voice, and he worked at Hardy Station, which was a gas station on Highway 60 in Florida, to go from Lake Wales to Verona Beach. And one day he was practicing a song, and while he was working there, because there was nobody in the store, so he's like, he started off, twinkle twinkle lucky star, can you send me love from where you are? Can you make a rainbow shine that far? Twinkle, twinkle, lucky star. And so I did that. From what I've heard, a few channels say men viewers are competitive with the men who are builders, commenting about every little thing. Yeah. Trevor, my brother Trevor loves to scream at the TV when he's watching my videos. Because he's got a Fire Stick, so he watches my videos on the big screen. But yeah, Gervis is also the one. It was so funny. He comes in the bathrooms. You had to walk outside to go to the bathroom, and he says, "I had to." He comes in. He says, "I had to use the ladies' room," and Joe, the guy that was the manager of the stores, said, "Why is that?" He said, "Well, there's a gator in the men's bathroom." And Joe said, "Well, did you flush it?" And Gervis is like, "No, you can't. It ain't going to fit in the toilet." He says, "Somebody pooped on the floor and you're going to clean it up?" And he says, "I ain't touching it. It'll bite me." What Joe thought he meant by gator was not what he meant by alligator that was in the men's room. Oh no, 10 jars of tomato sauce left. Ouch. Ouch. That's okay. There is no shame in having to restock midwinter from the store. We don't like to do it, but we can if we need to. We can if we need to. But yeah, yeah, so I sang that song while I was peeing, and it didn't sound necessarily all that great, but there was nothing offensive. But then Remy comes on Messenger. He's like, "Did you film yourself peeing?" Because I was wondering, is anybody going to be able to tell from my stance what I'm actually doing? Apparently so. But hey, we'll do anything for a view. Almost anything. By the way, guys, just to put this out there, Remy says if he were to make $500, he would wear Borat's bikini. And so we all said, okay, if Patreon makes $500, we'll go ahead and give it to Remy. So he would, on a live stream or a podcast, one or the other. That oh, my grandson, I gave him money for his birthday because he said, just get me anything Chiefs. Apparently he's into the Chiefs football team, I believe. Yes. And I'm like, yeah, because I got looking online and I didn't know number one, I didn't know his sizes. Number two, does Remy know that he said that? Oh, about the did you film yourself peeing? Yeah, he does. Or I'm trying to think back to what I said now to remember. Does Remy know he said that? Oh, yes. Oh, about the bikini? Yes. And if you go to the live stream, or not the live stream, but the Patreon channel, the after show, yeah, about the bikini, he says it right out. It's we put a picture of it up. In fact, Patrick Costa says that he already has one. So we don't even have to buy one for him to do it with. So yeah, Remy knows all. He said, yep, $500 is $500, right, Remy? But yeah, I told him, I said, yeah, he said, maybe we'll pick up a sponsor, some manscaping company. uh, but oh gosh, I am tight. That getting ready for that premiere, I heard everything cheese. That boy loves cheese for no, it was Chiefs. Chiefs. It's a football team. Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs. That's it. The Kansas City Chiefs. But he ended up going on Amazon and he ordered for that little bit of money. He got a helmet and a jersey, and he is tickled right pink. Let me see if I can find. That's what he got for his birthday with the money Papa gave him. Yeah, he's quite the wrestler too. He won 2 blue ribbons. One is best in weight class. One was best best overall or something. But oh yeah, guys, tomorrow remind me. Oh, they're going to the Super Bowl. That's why I kept wondering. I'm like, why did he, of all the teams, why would he pick the Chiefs? That would explain it. They're going to the Super Bowl, and now he can. That's February 5th. Yeah, yeah. They have a big Super Bowl party. Uh, Sit and watch the Super Bowl and have a good time. Um, yeah. Not to get political. You guys know me. Um, but you hear about the Texas, God bless Texas, is put up concertina wire along their border with Mexico. The Biden administration sued him in court, sued Texas for the ability to cut the concertina wire so that they could help and have access to help the illegals in. Ooh, new challenge. How many different squash varieties can you grow in 2024? This year I'm thinking spaghetti squash is going to be about it, because that's maybe a couple butternuts, because that's really all I eat. I'm going back to the staples pretty much, as far as squash and stuff goes, because there's no sense growing stuff I don't eat. Um, but yeah, so and then the Supreme Court said that the federal officers have a right to cut the wire and access the illegals and help them into the country. They didn't say that they didn't say that Texas couldn't close the holes right back up. So we got federal troops and state troops squaring off on our southern border. Maybe Wabbit? Maybe Wabbit fondue? Hmm. Oh. I might actually watch the Super Bowl. What is it? February 5th, I think it is. Hey, Google, when is the Super Bowl this year?
Super Bowl 58 will be on Sunday, February 11th.
The 11th, February 11th. Maybe I'll watch it this year. I usually don't watch a lot of football or sports because it makes me feel like an underachiever. I'm just getting fat watching all these guys run around. But yeah, I like the nacho, the chicken. What is it? Buffalo chicken dip. I like that. I like artichoke dip. Anyway, guys, something bacony. Ooh, you can't go wrong with bacon. Well, Sunday's game is another playoff game, but there's maybe you prophesied, maybe you told us the future, maybe the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl. Apparently, my grandson is rooting for them, so they got to have some kind of chance. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I am tired. And Remy and everybody, it's February 11th. So there's a couple more Sundays, right? Tell me there's a couple more Sundays. Today is the 25th. Wow, next Thursday is the 1st. So yeah, we got two more Sundays and then Super Bowl Sunday. Guys, do not forget February 8th. Let me see if I can find this here. I made a new one. February 8th, I am doing Wendy's birthday giveaway live stream. And some lucky person is going to win this water bath canning set. Nice. And just skip the Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, they're getting too political, says the guy who's always getting too political. But yeah, Wendy's birthday giveaway, February 8th, 6 p.m. Eastern. That is on a Thursday night. So that works for me. I gotta go back to brand, take that down. And you can win that whole canning set. There's a lot of stuff in that canning set. You got your measuring scoops, you know, and you can never have too many of this little stuff because it gets lost, it gets moved, misplaced. Your kids play with it in the sandbox. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's kind of I started it when she was sick, and I figure I'll just keep it going. Tucker C came to save Canada. Who's Tucker C? Not sure who Tucker C is. $30 Hickory Croft winter squash, zucchini, and spaghetti squash. I love spaghetti squash, man. You just cut it in half, clean out the seeds, cut a bunch of holes in it, cover it with butter, wrap it in foil, put it in the oven. heat it up really good, pull it out, scrape it out, and eat it. Oh, Tucker Carlson. Oh, Tucker Carlson gonna save Canada? I don't know. I know he's made a lot of money off that. Well, yeah, because you have your strainers, you have your funnels. I don't know. Just seems like something that you have your little scoop things and measuring cups, and it just seems like the kind of things that kids would want to play with in the sandbox. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I thank you. It's been a long day. If you haven't seen the No Borders Homesteaders podcast, go over to the No Borders Homesteaders channel. Let's see. Oh no, wrong one. And I will post that. What happened? Stop. I accidentally started it playing. Here's the link for the first of many podcasts, and then you can go to the after show. I think I posted the link to that and pinned it. Gotta go all the way up to the top. Wait, if it was pinned. Okay, I don't have, but that's on Patreon. It'll cost you $5 Canadian or $3.30 to watch it on US to watch it on Patreon, the after show. But we had a real fun time, and did a lot of laughing, did a lot of learning, did a lot of talking. Nothing like friends getting together. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great and wonderful day. Remy will be live tomorrow night. I don't know if Darren from Thorhaven Farm is at SHOT Show. I'm not sure if he's going to be going live after this or not. All right. Y'all have a great day, and God bless.